Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL Code S. Tasteless and Artosis are back. It's day number 2. How are you doing?
It is. I'm doing quite fantastic.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Good to be back. We had a great day 2 days ago. A lot of fun.
I even had a great day yesterday, but even better 2 days ago.
It was even better 2 days ago. I had a good day yesterday as well.
Yeah.
We have a Terran today.
We have a Terran, one of the very few Terrans, one of the 3 Terrans in the whole tournament.
This race is going extinct pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Unless one of these Terrans continues to just kick ass all the way through this whole tournament. There's only 3 Terrans in our entire round of 32, which is weird because if you've been following StarCraft II, especially here at the GSL for a while, you would know that normally, historically, we have a lot of Terrans doing very, very well.
There's been so many seasons where we have like half of it is Terran.
Sometimes even more than half.
Yeah, and this season, absolutely not. Only 3 Terrans. How far will they even make it? Who knows? They're spread out. No guarantees to see a Terran in the round of 16, that's for sure.
We've already had 2 Protosses advance. So, Artosis and I have really been hoping for that, 15 Protosses in the round of 16.
I think 15 Protosses with a Zerg, and then that Zerg loses right away, 0-2-0-2.
Oh, absolutely.
So we have a top 8 Protosses,
yeah.
And then from there you get a top 4 Protosses, and then you get a PvP finals. Always our best finals.
Always our best finals, our rarest finals. So
I think it would be pretty sick.
What I want more than anything would be to just cast PvP for a month.
Yeah, I think that would be really neat.
That would be great.
Yeah. So here's to hoping.
That would be really good for esports if we just got all Protosses. So
here's to hoping that tonight Zest and Trap come out and keep the dream alive.
Yeah. So today our Terran Supernova. This guy has been around for a long time. He's a veteran at this point in time in StarCraft II. One of the best Terrans out there. I think he's got a good chance of getting out of this group, even though that would ruin my 15 Protosses in the round of 16 vision.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to get out of here, Tasteless.
You don't think so?
It's hard. He's playing against Lenok first, and that could absolutely go either way. And then he's got some pretty dangerous Protoss opponents. Like, Trap is very good in the early game, where Protoss is very scary.
Trap also very hard to prepare against, I think, when you compare him to the other Protosses.
And Zest is just playing so well recently. I think Zest is just coming out of the group no matter what.
That's actually one of the better ideas, I think. Actually,
Zest?
Zest. It's like Zesty a little bit more.
Zesty, no.
It could have been the opposite of Tasteless.
When I think of Zest, I think of the soap. That's what I used as soap as a child.
Is Zest a soap?
Yeah. You're not fully
I never
clean
grew up with
unless
soap.
you're Zest fully clean. Wait, you didn't grow up with soap?
Well, that was a joke. But,
Tasteless is
Zest
dirty.
I'm a dirt nerd, man.
Yeah,
What's Zest a soap? Are you sure?
Yeah, it was a cheap type of soap.
I think I used
like
Dove.
what we used.
That's what we used in my house.
Oh,
Dove.
fancy guy.
Oh, yeah.
Dove soap.
And after we used the bar once, we threw it away.
I bet.
Yes. So today's going to be really fun.
When we used all the Zest soap in my house, we'd take all the little, those little pieces that are gross at the end, and like we'd melt those together and make a crayon.
The way they made soap in Fight Club with human fat.
Yes.
Yes. It's good to be here, Artosis.
It is. I'm glad. I'd not rather be anywhere. Well, I mean,
that's
like
a funny way to phrase it. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
No, I'd not rather be anywhere. Well, actually, that's not true, though. Like, if someone's like, well, you could be on the moon right now. And I'm like, do I come back safe? They're like, yeah. I would.
The twist is that you don't have a spacesuit on there. You can't breathe and die?
No, that's why I asked, do I come back safe? And they say, yeah.
Moon, not a bad place to be.
Well, we don't know that because we haven't been there, so let's not jump ahead of ourselves.
Well, I'm sure it's better than some places. Like, Moon's probably cooler to be in than Detroit. I don't know.
It's probably cooler than New Hampshire, that's for sure. There's more to do there. I heard there's a golf ball up there somewhere, so that's pretty fun.
I heard New Hampshire is so white you can see it from space. Is that true?
You can, but it looks green.
So we're having the player interviews now. I don't believe we have the audio feed for that yet. So we just have time to kill right now.
All right.
And that's why they pay us the big bucks, Artosis.
Let's mess that time up, Tasteless. Let's stab him and turn the knife. All right, so here we are.
Here we are.
Hopefully you have a lot of Protosses. We've been over that. What games have you been playing recently, Tasteless?
Recently? Actually, just last night, I tried Starbow.
How was it?
It's really interesting, but it's like so different. Like with any RTS, you have to kind of mess around with it. You and me are similar in the sense, like you play like against not like a computer, but really just like mess around with all the units, see how they move, because the unit movement patterns are really different from StarCraft II. It's interesting. I'm going to mess around with it more probably tomorrow, the day after.
Cool.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I played a little bit of Hearthstone after that to go to bed.
Nice.
Hearthstone's like my old man game.
That's your old man game?
That's like my old man game.
Yeah.
Corncob pipe and smoking jacket and playing Hearthstone. What about you?
You sit there with your bear rug under you and your fireplace going?
Yes, yes. And all the other taxidermied animals that I killed when I was hunting around.
I walk in your house, I'm like, oh my God, you have a fire in your house. You don't have a fireplace. You go, oh.
What have you been playing?
I'm playing some StarCraft, some Hearthstone.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty much same old. I've been playing that new Game Boy game, though. That's
which one?
Fun.
The Zelda one?
No, Shin Megami
Tensei
right.
5
or something, or 4 or 6. I don't know. It's like one of those Roman numerals. It's like V.
It's pretty good, though?
Yeah,
is that
it's really
good. Is that a tactical RPG, or is that a...
it's a regular RPG, but it's really cool.
I haven't played any recent regular RPGs. A lot of them got... I don't know. I think the last one I beat, and this is like not even a recent thing, was like Final Fantasy X or something.
Final Fantasy X, that's so long ago?
That's so long ago, yeah. That's like PlayStation 2, but I'm thinking I haven't really... I don't know. Then I got I beat a bunch of open-ended RPGs. I guess if you count Fallout 3 as an RPG and stuff like that, but yeah.
Well, you should maybe pick up some of these new games, man.
I should. You play them, recommend them to me. I'll get right on them.
Yeah, I recommend you an RPG once. Did you try it yet? Pokemon?
Pokemon?
Yeah.
I think what I'm going to do is
Keep
he gives me so much crap about this. I feel like I don't understand if I'm supposed to go back to the oldest Pokemons and play that,
you can
or
just
if I can just start the new one.
I
can start the new one?
Yeah.
Okay, if I could just start with a new one.
You can. You don't need the backstory line. They don't follow any storyline.
Okay,
it's like the same thing.
I mean, obviously I know like Pikachu, Team
it's way
Rocket,
different. Like it's just the new one is like there's so much more to it than the old one.
Yeah,
but it's good.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah.
Put that on my list of games I got to play. It's only on handheld though, right?
I think so.
Or is it on console? Because I don't. Okay, well then I got to get a handheld system.
Well, you got to do that.
I got to get on that, man. I got to get on that.
Yeah.
What else can we talk about? I guess if you're unfamiliar with us and you haven't been watching StarCraft II for a long time, we've been casting StarCraft II for over 3 years now. We've actually been in Seoul for 6 now.
God,
we've been here for a long time. We started out with StarCraft I, which I've also been playing a little bit of.
StarCraft. I was watching you play on your stream.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun times.
Oh, the nerds are going crazy, man.
Yeah.
We started out doing that. We were StarCraft I professional gamers. Then we were in Korea doing some content stuff for StarCraft I. You're doing more journalism. You're doing more casting. And then StarCraft II came out, and now here we've been for quite some time.
Here we are. Oh, actually, this is a little piece of news that just popped up the other day. I don't know if you heard about. WCG is gone.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw some people on my Facebook posting about WCG, but it was one of those mornings, like morning Facebook. I scroll through it. I'm not really reading anything.
I don't use Facebook, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, you don't really use Facebook, do you?
I just use the fan page thing. I use it like it's a big Twitter.
Occasionally I'll go through and be like, oh, that's what my cousin's doing, this and this. But yeah, I saw some posts about that. So it's gone for good. It's
done, man. No tournament this year at all for anything.
Wow. That's how we got started.
Yeah.
That's when I met Artie McTosis.
That is, well, you met me on WG Tour, but in real life.
Well, on the internets. I met you on the internets first, but in real life, yeah. Oh, that's too bad.
Well, if you look at the way it's been going.
I'm not shocked that it's gone, but that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, no more cell phone game champions, I guess. It's too bad. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? God, that's weird, though. How long was WCG around for, then?
The very first WCG-type tournament was 2001.
Wasn't there like the Open or something?
I guess there was an Open one in 2000.
Yeah,
but I think the first like real
so that
WCG
had almost a 15-year run.
Yeah, just about.
It's
almost
pretty impressive, actually.
13 years,
Has there been anything else that's been around as long as that? That is a tournament and not like
QuakeCon, right?
QuakeCon still around?
I believe so. Yeah.
Somebody let us know on Twitter. You call me Tasteless Artosis.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
God, I forgot about QuakeCon.
No. WCG was the oldest. But anyways,
now we can start talking about this. Look at that.
Sorry, guys. Hopefully we'll get those interviews going ASAP.
Yeah. Right now we just have a lot of downtime here before the games start up. So, Trap versus Zest, Lenok versus Supernova.
That's right. Now, of course, Zest recently is killing it, man. He's doing so well. An amazing Protoss, doing well in Pro League, did well last night in the IM qualifiers. Trap, of course, he's just been doing better and better overall over the past year or so. He's really risen up. I don't think he's going to beat Zest here, but he definitely has a good chance to beat both the other players.
Zest is one of these, upcoming badass Protosses. Yeah. Trap's very good, though. He's got a really unique way of playing. So I think everything you said there is pretty spot on.
Well, if I can go ahead and analyze what I think Zest needs to do here, because I feel like Zest is the better player than Trap, even though I actually quite like Trap. I think as far as like very aggressive players go, he's definitely one of my favorites. But if you bring Trap into the late game PvP, I think that he has the biggest gap in skill between his early game and late game, more so than any other top Protoss. Like, you get him into the late game, his units are not going to move around correctly. He's not going to have the right map positioning a lot of the time. He's just not as good late game.
He's good at the setups, is I think the way I'd put it.
He's like very crisp, excellent at execution, but you get him to like 150 plus supply and 3 bases on PvP, and you can tear him apart.
There are certain players that are very good at setting up traps, pun intended, but are very good at doing something early on to cripple their opponent, and usually from there they take that lead and close it out, whereas there are a lot of other players who play much more passively. Rain's a great example of this. Rain doesn't even really have any setups. Rain just gets into the late game and has the right unit comp, and it kind of parlays that into the win.
Yeah.
But a lot of these other players, it actually reminds me a lot of how I played some matchups in StarCraft 1 when I was playing Protoss. Was a lot more setups, try to get a lead and then close it out. And it looks like we are getting closer and closer to starting our first game. It will be a PvP. Here is Trap.
Did very well recently in WCS Korea last year. Of course, got eliminated by his teammate Deer, who did go on and become quite a badass last year.
Yeah.
Few big tournament wins under his belt. But Trap's still looking for that big tournament win. Will it be here? Again, I think that if you study Trap's play, he's just not as strong in the later game. I don't feel like this guy yet is at the level where he can win a big tournament.
It's interesting. When you look at like the meta of professional StarCraft in this case in Korea, there was a saying that they used to have back when I first started casting, like long ago, back when dinosaurs ruled the earth.
Ruled the earth.
Ruled the earth.
King Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yes. No, but it was an expression of what matchup that you really have to be the best at to be the best right now. And occasionally it would be like, all right, well, if you're looking at this right now, probably if you're best at PvP, you have the best chance of winning this tournament.
Yeah, I would venture to say that's about
right
accurate.
Now, it's all going to boil down to PvP. I remember there's this joke about this with StarCraft 1 with TVT. It's like, well, right now there's a lot of good Terrans.
Yeah.
So really, you have to be very good at TVT.
But you have to have a good enough play in the other matchups so that you don't just randomly die off like StarCraft 1 Artosis to Zergs. Didn't matter how good his TVT was when he hit Zerg players, did it?
Your TVT was sick, by the way.
It was the best, man.
It was really, really good.
Well, Alterzim's Stronghold. If I'm Zest here, I am opening either Blink or Stargate 100%, no fast expansion. And I know that might sound weird because it is a big map, and it definitely is one you could expand on, but he's got to be safe because if they go into the late game, he's going to win.
Now, here's a question. Last time we talked about a Daedalus point. We're like, what's Daedalus or whatever?
Yeah.
Turned out to be the guy who, fathered Icarus. He was the father of Icarus.
Icarus's poppy.
Icarus's dad, and then built the labyrinth for the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Now, do we know what Alterzim is?
Alterzim?
Is Alterzim a place or a person?
It's a Protoss thing, isn't it? I don't know.
Is it? I don't think it is a Protoss thing.
I think it is. I don't know. Someone let us know.
Someone tweeted us. We want to know. We're crowdsourcing our education here. All right, it's time to start.
Everything I learned off Twitter.
Here at the GSL Code S
versus Zest.
Cool.
We got dual observers here.
Yeah, it looks like it. Although really, in the actual game, only Heaven does the observer.
So,
so as we can see in the little mini maps, if you really squint, you can see that they are actually cross spots.
Yeah.
So they're
Top right versus
very
bottom
far
left.
away. It's you know, there's no positional advantage here. And Protoss 8, Zerg 8 in the round of 16. That's what he wants. No, that guy's dumb. It should be 15 Protoss and 1
Protosses,
Zerg.
yeah, 1 Zerg.
I think that would be
Or
best.
1 Terran. I would be okay with 1 Terran. But
Yeah. Imagine if it was Maru and then Maru won the tournament. We could be like, that is now proof that Terran is imbalanced. How did he beat 15 Protosses?
you whiny kids on the internet disprove that.
But, so, looking at this, Tasteless,
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see what Trap does. I'm sorry, what Zest does, because I feel like the onus is on him here. Does he play a defensive game? Does he play a greedy game? Does he play an aggressive game? Because Trap, I feel like his two options are either he does something extremely aggressive early on, or he does something pretty darn greedy to hit more of a mid-game timing. Because I don't want to like beat a dead horse, but when this guy gets on 3 or 4 bases in PvP and he's not ahead, and even oftentimes when he is ahead, I've watched more than one Protoss just dismantle him because his like army movement isn't quite as good, his map awareness isn't quite as good.
He's one of the clumsier players when he gets a lot of units.
Yeah, when he gets in that late game, it's the thing is in the
There's been a spotting. Leenock and his 2 bodyguards.
Of course, Leenock recently joining the Flash Wolves from Taiwan. Now a teammate of San, who is just killing it as well. San Zenith from the Flash Wolves. But anyways, let's take a look at what these guys are going to do. And he actually starts with a Sentry. Now this could mean a few different things. Chrono boosting the Sentry. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, they're both chrono boosting a Sentry, actually.
Yeah, that makes me think that we are going to see some fast expansions here. By chrono boosting the Sentry, you know, obviously you're going to be able to block your ramp off, but more importantly, I would say, you're going to get the energy for Hallucinated Phoenix quicker. Because it's so hard to figure out what your opponent's doing otherwise, because they're just, the base is just so far away.
Well, it looks like we are going to have that fast expand now over here.
Trap, though, grabbing that Stargate. Now, I think that he's going to actually follow up with the Stargate here, Zest.
Yeah, they might be getting to the same spot, but in a slightly different order.
So,
and yeah, there's the other Stargate being made here.
We're already seeing the big differences in these guys'
I do
play.
like the Zest opening just a little bit more. Since they're in cross spots and they are both getting Sentry first, why not get that Nexus a little bit quicker?
Well, I would say that almost without doubt, it's a better build from Zest, but Trap is using this build to try to get a little edge. Like, if he can get his Oracle there quickly.
Get some probes.
Yeah, like, the thing is, you would... If you're going to go Stargate on this map, a lot of times you're going to want to do a build like Zest. Like, say you're playing the ladder or something, just trying to practice. That's going to be a better build for you. But what Trap is doing here, this is going to come, you know, a little bit quicker.
Oh, we're getting a pause request in here.
Oh, look at that.
Well, you know what time it is, Artosis.
I think it's about 6:10.
It's about, no, it's not 6:10.
PM, Korean Standard Time?
No, it's probably 6:50. Oh, my God, it's 6:20.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, we've already been 20 minutes into this. Felt like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it totally did feel like 10 minutes.
Time flies when you're having fun, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
So we don't know what the pause is for. If we can get an update, we will let you guys know. Usually it's a sound problem.
That is the most common.
Or, I don't know. Like
looks like they
I casted
one
game with Flash where he accidentally kicked the monitor cord out.
Yeah.
From under him.
Stuff like that does happen.
I'm like, you don't need to use the monitor flash. Stop being such a baby. Just hurry up and win this game.
I know I've told this story before, but it just, you reminded me of it.
Yeah.
A WCG memory.
Yeah, yeah.
2004
This is you
USA
playing?
Finals. No, not me playing, but I was there. I was there with Skew, good friend. And one of the final matches for Counter-Strike was being played, and he kicked the cord that unplugged everything, and they had to restart.
That stuff happens, man.
Yeah, you get some awkward nerds that aren't used to being outside, and they trip over cords and unplug them. But I remember because the guys didn't know who did it, because like we kind of ran off.
Okay, so I remember.
Oh, he has to fix his hotkeys.
All right, yeah, hotkey's not set up properly.
Generally, that's a warning if you mess that up, but...
I'm going to DQ him right now.
Well, the thing is, you stay on the same computer. We have 4 booths down here, so it literally can't happen twice. You set up your hotkeys, and then that's it.
Here's a memory I have, WCG. It was the first one I went to with my brother, day 9. We get down there, right? You were not at this one, actually.
Well, that was a qualifier then.
No, it was the one where they held
it was the open one.
It was the open one.
In California,
was like, it was like long ago.
The very
first one.
Open.
It was held in a LAN cafe in Koreatown in LA. But I'm down there with my brother, and there's this older player named Sindred.
Oh yeah,
and he was like, you know, I'm like 15 right by now, so this guy is like, I mean, must have been like 23 or something. So like, I'm like, wow, this
I don't think he was that old.
Older guy. Artosis, it's getting dark in here. If we kiss, no one will know. All right, the games have started.
We'll know.
Now, no, but I remember I met him, and he was really nice, really cool, and I'm like, wow, that's Sindred, like the guy I play with. And then I see my brother, and my brother is holding this thing that Sindred gave him, and it looks like a beer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's like my brother's like 13 or something.
I'm like balls.
I was like, oh my God, is my brother drinking a beer? He's 13 years old. Like, I haven't drank beer yet. I'm 15. I don't. And then I'm like, I like kind of come up and be like, Sean, give me that. And then it's a Red Bull.
Oh.
It was a Red Bull.
That was your first time with the Red Bull.
It was my first time seeing a Red Bull.
Okay.
That's my funny story. Anyways, on to this game.
Sick story.
Sick story, guys.
So
I got a million of them.
This was actually really smart by Trap. Now, he scouted first, and look at that. He scouted. He sent in his Phoenix to figure out what was there, how many were there.
Yep.
And now he's waiting with the Oracle, because when that comes in, you assume, well, no Stargate. And now suddenly, this quick Oracle build looks brilliant, because he's already got 3 probe kills. Here comes the Phoenix, so this won't be making it out. But the thing is, 5 and 6.
He could have killed a little bit more there.
He got 7? No, he got 6.
No, I think there was 2 he did.
Oh, he did?
No, he did get 7.
No, wait, 1 was a scout probe, I think.
6.
Okay, so still, that was actually very good. That was easily worth it. Look at the difference in probe counts right now. 36 to 22 with Trap in the lead. But we have a lot of units out for Zest right now. He's moving across the map to get aggressive. And the thing is, I don't know if that's going to work out, because there's plenty of Phoenixes. Plus, he's going to have Photon Overcharge. We'll see, man.
Oh, he might be able to grab this sentry here.
Oh, that's too bad. That's actually a big loss right there.
Did he actually get it? I think it got away.
No, he did get the sentry.
Oh,
but,
excuse me.
It matters who wins this Phoenix fight. And look at that. It's 4 Phoenixes right now against 2.
Oh, zoned out that Zealot.
Trap is I really like the position of Trap at this moment. But Zest has more gateways, so this is a little bit scary still.
I think if he can get those Stalkers up there, and maybe even get to a point in time where he can start hitting... well, the Nexus Cannon's about to run out. The Mothership Core does have a lot of energy, though, so he can get another Photon Overcharge there. Could he? Is it possible for him to actually try to get that gateway or the gas? I mean, Nexus Cannon has like the shot length of a screen.
Yeah, he can't quite hit those with the Stalker, but that's okay, because he's just going to keep on warping in units. Thing is, Trap doesn't have a lot. He's going to have, if he had 1 more Nexus Cannon, this would totally be a win for him. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
I feel like this is such an amazing position for him now, because his 3 gates are going to finish before this is gone. He's going to have a second Void Ray out as well. So even though there's going to be some more units here for Zest, his economy at home is nothing. It's complete garbage. He's got 22 probes. So he could even pull all the probes in his main to help clean this up and probably end up still ahead.
Well, it's all going to come down to the moment when that Nexus Cannon stops. Because I know there's not enough energy on the Mothership then. And now he knows it's time.
And look at that. He's even pulling those probes, realizing. And in fact, he engages while that Nexus Cannon is still on. And so that is helping out against these Zealots somewhat. Now, one of the Void Rays does go down. He lifts up a bunch of these Stalkers. His Zealots moving forward.
It's hard to say. The Zealots underneath those Stalkers there.
That's a lot.
He could get another. Yeah, that's actually a lot. In fact, that might be too much here.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a GG. Zest taps out, giving Trap a 1-0 victory. And Trap can't even hide the smile.
Kind of an interesting opening build order here for Zest to decide to go like Sentry, Stalker, Phoenix after such a fast expansion. And with Trap, again, his build was something that could have made him behind. For instance, if those Phoenixes hadn't moved out, if those Phoenixes had been in home in more defensive locations, then his Oracle would have done nothing and his expansion would have been later. But it wasn't the case. He sent in a Phoenix before and he saw where they were. He waited the appropriate amount of time so that they probably wouldn't be where he went in. Played the odds. That was good play by Trap. I liked it.
Yeah, really nicely done. I did like what Zest was doing, but everything just went too smoothly there for Trap. Now we're going into game number 2 on Polar Night.
Alrighty.
All right.
Polar Night it is.
Feels like Polar Night when we leave the studio lately. It's so cold in Seoul nowadays. I have this theory that this is why
I have to get back to my Ultra Seam stronghold, but it's like a polar night out there, man. I'm freezing my Daedalus point off.
I want to like take. You're funny. I want to do like a study and see where the biggest gaming cultures are, and then see what the weather is like there.
It's all cold.
Because I also have the same thought
places
with
like Germany and
same thought with drinking cultures, the heavier drink culture. I'm like, there must be places that are colder where there's less to do. Yeah. Like when I went to school in Denver.
Yeah.
Like so I grew up in Kansas City, right, where there's not a lot to do.
Yeah.
Barbecue's great, but that doesn't take up everything. And so a lot of good gamers are in Kansas City. Like
that's true.
There's
a
lot of
an abnormal amount of good gamers came out of
Kansas City. Yeah. But then I go to Denver, and I am godlike down there at games. Like I can't be touched because there's a lot more to do in Denver.
Yeah, that's true.
But I wonder because in Seoul, like New
Hampshire,
there's stuff to do, but it's so cold and it's expensive that it would make sense that there's a ton of good gamers.
New Hampshire really doesn't have a lot. I remember there was one kind of okay Warcraft 3 Pro there, and actually one of the best Magic the Gathering players ever comes from there.
Really?
And Artosis. But I guess our population is so small that...
Yeah, what is the population in New Hampshire?
It's like about 1 million.
1 million total?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think KC's like 1.5 billion? I'm not sure. Something like that. Something like that. All right, guys. Game number 2 is about to start our next PvP. Trap is up 1 game. Can Zest turn this around? We are Tastosis, and this is the GSL Code S.
Trap versus Zest.